Okay, so recently I put out a tier list where we talked about what the best style of martial arts was. And I can't tell you how many comments that I got were like, the only S tier martial art is MMA. But the thing is, if you train in MMA, you're probably not good.
Perfect.
Okay, well, I successfully pinned Mike.
No, we're not going to do that. Cliff wants to see that. He's not about that. He's a wrestler.
I'm terrible at wrestling.
Yeah. I don't even know how.
Anyway, not the point. MMA is not a style. Very
Like,
controversial
is this,
subject.
what style of martial arts do you train? I train MMA.
MMA.
That's not.
I say not a style.
I concur.
Yeah, it's not a style.
All right, here's why. Because if you go into a school and 3 different people teach you specifically 3 different things, just because you're training it at one school doesn't make it MMA. So if you have a guy who coaches you wrestling all the time, but it won't coach you striking,
Right.
not MMA.
Right.
And if you have one guy who teaches you all 3,
Yeah.
you could call it MMA, but it's probably not as good as the people who are professionally fighting in MMA.
I always use. Yeah. So some people think MMA has become its own style now.
Right.
I disagree. I think that MMA is it's a sport. It's a sport.
Yeah.
And now, even karate, or even if you took a style, Kyokushin,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's a style of martial arts.
Right.
It's also a sport.
Right.
You could do the style of martial arts and not do the sport. You could do the sport, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're a Kyokushin guy. Different karate guys can look different,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah.
But then Kyokushin is a style of martial arts, even if you never compete.
Right. Yeah.
MMA,
So that could be an argument for why it is a style then. Because I can say karate and somebody else can say karate and they're going to look different. 2 people could say MMA and one could have like a more boxing background and the other could have
one guy's a clinch fighter, one guy's
Right,
a
yeah,
wrestler, one guy's a
But
Taekwondo guy.
I think what seals the deal is that you're not getting coached usually, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not the average, but I feel like it's the average, that you're not usually getting coached by one person on multiple different
You shouldn't be.
things. I don't think you should be either.
You're right. You should.
Yeah, there's no way. That's why, dude. This cracks me up when a guy and you know who's bad about this? Guys that tried to make the jump from, like, they had a traditional martial arts school, like they had a Tang Sudo school, right?
Yep.
And then the UFC happened,
Yeah.
and then like they roll a little bit and
Yeah.
they put MMA on the building.
Yeah, right. They're like, yeah, we wrestle. We mix it up.
So it's different martial arts mixed.
Yeah.
They call it mixed martial arts.
Mixed martial arts. So do you have to be a fighter to be, well,
To be a mixed martial artist?
yeah.
No.
No, I don't think so either. But I wouldn't call myself a mixed martial artist. Even though I do learn Muay Thai, I wrestle every now and then. Like, I work on wrestling. I'm still working on that. But then I also do karate stuff. But I wouldn't call myself a mixed martial artist. But does that make it a style?
Are you not? Do you
Then
not?
I wouldn't clarify myself.
Is that because you don't compete in it?
Is the style competing in it?
Help us. Cliff is a professional mixed martial artist.
Yeah, right.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Help us. Well, like, what makes it? What
makes it a style or not a style?
or not a style? Like we say it's not, but then as we're talking about it, I'm like thinking,
Yeah, I know. I'm the same.
I can see an argument for it.
Sure.
But we're outsiders.
You do got the element of like kind of mixing it together.
Right.
You know, that's the only way I'd probably like say maybe it could be a style.
Sure.
Because at the end of it, when you learn all this stuff, you have to put it together.
Yeah.
So it's right.
No, I'm thinking that would be the argument for it. Like maybe. So you wrestle, however, maybe you're a jiu-jitsu guy and this guy's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And maybe you're a karate guy and this guy's a boxer.
Yeah.
Because when you go in there, you're not going to just like whatever wrestling that you've been doing. It's not going to look like the wrestling you've been doing.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
gonna make
Maybe mixed martial arts is the style of bridging that gap.
Putting everything together. Oh.
Whatever that means. So if you were a boxer and you started taking karate, you're going to be punching more than the guys that never boxed, right?
Yeah.
But you're still doing karate, but it's your karate.
Yeah. Right.
Kung Fu is good about this because,
Yeah.
dude, them Kung Fu guys would call anything Kung Fu.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Kung Fu. I think.
You'd be
technically-
vacuuming the hell out of the floor and they'd be like, "Nice Kung Fu, dude."
Yeah. Right.
You know, like.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe the style of mixed martial arts is how you get from doing one thing to another thing seamlessly.
I think that what sets it apart is sparring with the rule set of an MMA fight. Like, you're allowed to do takedowns, you're allowed to submit, and you're allowed to strike.
Because that could change, dude.
Because that still changes gym to gym. But if you're doing what I said earlier, you have different coaches, but there's never the in between, then it's not its own style. If you go to an MMA gym,
if you go to a gym with multiple classes, you're not a mixed martial artist.
You're not an MMA. No.
And that's not the style of mixed martial arts.
No.
But if you are a competitive mixed martial arts and you have team practice where they punch into the clinch, work to the takedown, then do ground and pound.
Yeah. Is that a style?
Is that a martial art?
There are. I have seen classes where it is an MMA class. Yeah. So I have seen like classes where they do mix it together.
Yeah.
It's an MMA class, so they mix the takedown to cage control, ground and pound.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I've seen that.
So it's like having a head coach, sort of.
Well,
or is that like, is it going to become like the head coaches of MMA teams become the instructors of classes that are full MMA? Because then, watch this, MMA becomes karate. Gentrified.
So,
and you have to be able to teach people everything in a small amount of time.
When I first started with them, before I was going to the team practices where they do wall work and ground and pound and all of that, I did boxing class.
Yeah.
We boxed.
Right.
I did kickboxing class. We did usually Muay Thai style class. We had grappling class where we were like this.
Right.
You know, and never mixed it.
Yeah.
And when they were asking for like new classes, I was like, why don't we do a class?
Yeah.
How to punch your way in the clinch, how to work through a takedown, how to ground and pound.
Yeah.
Because if you were not ready for team, because if you just show up, I've done some wrestling, done some boxing, go to team practice, you're getting worked over. It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was basically arguing for the gentrification of it, like, hey, make it more accessible to me, a hobbyist, but I want to learn that stuff.
Right.
I want to learn the style.
I just want to be a casual MMAer.
Yeah. But they were like, they said no one comes to them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising. Because if I were...
Everyone clamors for it. Everyone says that's what they want to do, but it's hard.
It's hard. I think what would happen is if MMA became its own style. So if you argue that MMA is its own style, you're essentially asking for classes that have to cover a wider range of things, which are going to take longer to master.
Lower the quality.
You have to lower the quality, make it more scalable for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is what karate did.
And then you have... Yeah. Oh, you're in trouble for that one.
I mean, it's
that's
true.
what's happened.
It's true.
That's
exactly what happened.
And now you Dorcas Malorcases, because they're starting to do this to you too.
Yeah.
If what he said doesn't apply to your karate school,
it
doesn't apply to your karate school.
Right.
If it don't apply, let it fly.
Yeah. The only time that martial arts style isn't legit is when it's Taekwondo, and that's the only. Just kidding. Yeah. And what's funny is like the ITF guys are like, hey man, don't put us together with.
The when I did the Karate Sucks video, hundreds of karate dudes were like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They're like, I'm a 3rd degree black belt in karate. Yeah. You're right.
Right. I mean, so
the guys protesting when you say stuff like that, the guys that are like, no. That's who it most likely applies to.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If you get super defensive about those types of statements, he's talking about you.
Like, I agree with the Taekwondo part. Yeah,
and you're Taekwondo black belt.
Right. Yeah. And most of the stuff that I have for Taekwondo comes from a super crappy experience that I had with one lady.
Right.
And I'm like, I just can't stand her.
Yeah.
And everybody else in the gym, I really liked, but it's become a name now.
Yeah.
Where were we?
So
let's wrap it up.
Yeah. So you're right. If you said it was a style and they offered classes in it.
Yeah.
First of all, if you go to a gym and they're like, today we're having MMA class, that class probably sucks. Everywhere I've been that's good has the separate classes and then team practice where they mix it, and it's generally competitive fighters working with each other, and then it's good because they have context, they've done it to each other and had it done to them.
Right.
If you go to MMA class where we teach someone that doesn't already have a 1-2 and doesn't already have a double leg, how to 1-2 into a double leg, all of it sucks.
Yeah. If you put too much on your plate, you're not going to be able to eat all of it.
That's so profound.
Thank you. Yeah.
So maybe MMA could be a style, but if it became a style, it would suck.
It would suck. Especially, there's just too many. The barrier of entry is too high for quality. It's too difficult to just jump into MMA.
You can't.
For it to be a style.
Dude, because look how long it takes to move forward while punching correctly.
Yeah.
Step 1, step 2. To take 2 steps and throw 2 punches takes people months.
Yeah.
People are like, no, it doesn't.
No,
you can't do it.
Yeah.
Right? You're stuck. The guys who know how to move and punch know that moving your feet and punching and moving yourself into the correct position with the correct punches is difficult.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
You know what I mean?
Right. And then also
learning to sprawl and learning to blast double takes months.
So what would you call MMA? More of like a fighting category? Kind of like kickboxing, because I mean there are so many ways of like stand up.
And it's even broader.
Yeah, right.
I think like kickboxing is another one.
Even
it's
like
a style of competition.
K1, you got like a bunch of Kyokushin guys doing it. You got a bunch of
Muay Thai guys, karate guys, and they can all win within that rule set. So same with like if you're a wrestler or if you're a jiu-jitsu guy, or you're a Muay Thai guy who can sprawl, you know, or you're a Taekwondo guy who with basic wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. But and what's funny is to the same degree, if you start taking a kickboxing class, that is very different than being able to compete in kickboxing. It will take you a longer time than if, well, maybe not a longer time, but
I think MMA. It's funny that kickboxing comes up because I think it's an even broader, like more extreme version of the issue with that. Like I have kickboxing on this building.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
It could be cardio kickboxing.
That means nothing. Style. People are like, what do you do? I studied kickboxing. What does that mean?
Yeah, right.
That's not a style.
Yeah.
And it's not even a good explanation of a rule set.
Yeah.
It's almost a nothing statement. Yeah. But I get, just like dudes that have to put MMA on the building.
Right.
Or guys that put Krav Maga on the building.
Yeah.
Or guys that put kickboxing on the building.
Right.
You got to put it on the building so that people that know nothing can show up.
Yeah. You have to make it broad enough, but like sort of specific, but mostly broad.
I had a woman call and said, do you teach Krav Maga? And I was like, no, our self-defense curriculum is kind of a hybrid of Muay Thai, boxing, and Greco-Roman wrestling.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, bye.
She's like, okay.
I was like, basically really good Krav Maga. But we don't put Krav Maga in the building.
Sure.
If I did, there would be more people here.
Yeah, right. It's like, that's why I say karate. I say Kempo.
Yeah.
Because if I said, what's funny is my style used to be called Adams, it was called Adams at Home Kempo. Because I traveled, my last name is Adams, I taught Kempo. People thought my first name was Adams, and my last name was Kempo. And that's all I got all the time. Is this Mr. Kempo? And I was like, no. Is this Adam? I was like,
Adam Kempo.
Adam Kempo, yeah.
That's his new channel name. You've been struggling with the Sensei thing.
Not again, I went through that for 2 years. I just thought of a better intro.
Adam Kempo sounds cool, man.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like
That'd
a cool
be your
name.
WWE name.
Yeah, probably.
Adam Kempo.
Yeah.
And then always use your whole name every time they talked about it.
Yeah. All right, thank you for watching. If you agree with me, share it to your subreddit of your choice. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment and get really upset with me.
And share it to a subreddit.
And share it to your favorite subreddit or Facebook group, or whatever it is you'd like to do. I'm gonna put this in because I might do it. If you want to support the channel, you can hit below and you can hit join, and you can join one of our tier lists of either really good at kicking or really bad at kicking, but getting better. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment. Thanks for watching. If you don't subscribe, I will kick you. Hello everybody, we are back. So tier list.
We're sort of doing like who are we?
Yeah,
we need a desk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We should use a desk.
No, but it's just lame to make videos in front of a desk. Anyway, go ahead.